Hello everyone, I'm Bo from Brutal Commentary, and today I'm going to be breaking down our next matchup for UFC Vegas 113. In this matchup, we have Muin Gafurov taking on Jakub Wiklacz. I think this is a really interesting fight once you don't look at, who's more exciting, but start looking at it at how these two actually fight. You got Muin Gafurov, who is a explosive, fast guy, versus a more calm and steadier fighter in Jakub Wiklacz. And one where you have a matchup where one wants to make everything happen like right now, right this instant. The other is perfectly fine letting the fight breathe and slowly taking control. And those kinds of fights usually don't come to one big moment. They come down to who can stay true to their style longer. Now, real quick, looking at their last five for Jakub Wiklacz. This is going to be his second fight in the UFC. His debut was against Patchy Mix, who he beat via split decision back at UFC 320 last October. Meanwhile, Muin Gafurov, 3-2 in his last five fights, beat one of those was in the LFA. So technically, he is 2-2 in the promotion, losing to John Castaneda. Then his last loss was to Said Nurmagomedov back at UFC 294. Since then, he's been on a 2-fight win streak, being Hyo Kong, and most recently, Rene Nakamura last January. So, Gafurov's on a pretty good streak, but so's Wiklacz, who, including his UFC win, is currently 4-0-1 in his last five fights. And, former champion in KSW, which is a highly ranked promotion, in my opinion. So, without further ado, let's get down to the breakdown. Starting with their styles. For Gafurov, he fights like someone who, he's got somewhere to be. Gafurov, he's quick, he's aggressive, and he throws with bad intentions. And, he wants to be first, he wants to be loud. And Gafurov, he wants to overwhelm you early. As a lot of Gafurov's success comes from his speed and energy. And when he's fresh, he looks really dangerous because he's consistently moving and forcing reactions. I think the issue is that Gafurov burns a lot of fuel doing that. And sometimes he throws big shots that don't really lead anywhere, or shoots takedowns just to shoot them. And when things don't work right away, you can get a little messy, and that's where problems start. Meanwhile, you look at Jakub Wiklacz, he's the complete opposite. Wiklacz, he's calm, patient, very hard to rush. Wiklacz, he doesn't seem to care if he's not winning, every second of the round. I apologize for that. Wiklacz, he wants to slowly take space, get his hands on you, and make you work. His grappling is very good. You saw he was able to more or less deal with the grappling of Patchy Mix and fight, where you thought Patchy Mix, if he was able to get it to the ground, actually show us what he has. Nope. Jakub Wiklacz was able to reverse positions at times, keep Patchy in his guard, or go for that high guillotine, which seems to be his signature choke. Wiklacz, he's really comfortable in the clinch and on the ground. That is like where his bread and butter is. Once he's there, he's heavy, not flashy, just heavy and annoying in the best way for him. Now on the feet, Wiklacz likes to keep things simple. Well, he's not trying to knock your head off. He's using strikes to close distance and get into a position where he's stronger. That being said, I would say Wiklacz, his striking is, not good defensively. He does leave his head out, his chin up in the air a bit, and his hands aren't where they should be. Especially it was bad when Patchy was seemingly just tagging him a lot. So the Wiklacz, for some of his deficiencies in the striking, he has really good body kicks, for sure. He has excellent body kicks. You see in the KSW scene, you see in the mixed fight, got really good kicks, for sure. But against Muin Gafurov, who's definitely going to be more explosive, overall, I think more powerful than Wiklacz, that could spell disaster. Now, how they clash. I think early on, Gafurov is probably going to look like the faster, more dangerous guy. He'll move more, throw more, and try to set the tone. That's expected. The question is what happens when that doesn't immediately break Wiklacz. As Wiklacz is really good at not panicking. He takes a shot, stays calm, and keeps moving forward. And once he starts getting clinching or leaning on Gafurov and dragging Gafurov into grappling exchanges, the fight starts to change. And I think Gafurov's explosiveness helps at first, but it is exhausting to keep exploding when someone is consistently on you. Now, obviously, there is maybe some MMA math here, right? Or not MMA math, but stylistic matchups, right? Because Gafurov showed really good takedown defense and good get-up ability from Rene Nakamura, who's a really good wrestler. Difference is Nakamura doesn't threaten with submissions, nor is he a good positional grappler. I don't think he's a really good wrestler, but not a good positional grappler like Wiklacz. And I think the longer this goes, I think it's going to favor Wiklacz more, as Gafurov will start slowing down, his movement gets less sharp, and those big bursts don't come as easily. And I think Wiklacz, meanwhile, looks pretty much the same the whole time. And, he's still pressuring, still tying up, and still making things uncomfortable. This is also where I think discipline matters greatly, as Wiklacz doesn't chase stuff that isn't there. Gafurov is more willing to gamble and, he'll throw some unorthodox strikes. And against someone this solid, those gambles usually end with him underneath or just stuck on the fence. So, my prediction. I think Gafurov has his moments early. He might even win parts of the first round, or hell, just the first round, just by being busier and faster. I think over time, the fight starts slipping out of his hands. Wiklacz, I think, slowly takes over by doing the boring but effective stuff. It's hard to say if this fight will be boring, because Gafurov's a pretty fun guy, and Wiklacz can have fun moments for sure. But I think Wiklacz clinching, control, and just wearing on Gafurov and keeping him from fighting at full speed by the second half of the fight, it feels like Wiklacz is the one deciding where the fight happens and how fast it goes. So I see this, my official prediction. I'm going to pick Jakub Wiklacz. I'm going to pick him most likely by decision. If he can get a submission, that'd be impressive. He is a really good submission artist, to be fair. You look at, his 17 wins. 10 of them are by submission. He's a very good submission artist. And honestly, really quickly, thinking, when's the last time Muin Gafurov has been submitted? Now, he hasn't fought a submission threat like this in quite a while. Oh, wait, I just said it. The last time Gafurov was submitted was when he got caught in that guillotine choke by Said Nurmagomedov, again, at UFC 294. So it would not be a stretch to say that Wiklacz could get the same choke on Gafurov if Gafurov is, too reckless. I could definitely see him jumping guard for that guillotine, as Wiklacz likes to do. And, he's not worried about Gafurov winding up on top, as Wiklacz has good reversals and good jiu-jitsu from bottom. So, though, I think most likely Wiklacz will win a decision. So, once again, I'm going to pick Jakub Wiklacz, and I'm going to pick him via decision in this matchup. But submission is quite live, and the odds reflected. This is basically pick 'em too. But with that being said, that's been my breakdown of this matchup. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below on who you think's going to win. But until then, I've been Bro from Brutal Commentary. I thank you all for listening. And remember, stay calm, stay respectful, and enjoy the violence. See y'all next time.